before we can install your shower base, we gotta prep the floor. Now, this is a beautiful shower ripped down to the studs, and unfortunately, the floor was not prepped correctly, so we want to show you what not to do for your project. We've got the pink Provamat on the floor here, and it's up onto the studs by about 6 inches, so that's all good, and it looks like the Provamat was installed nicely. However, if you look closely, the drain is not flush with the floor. In fact, the drain is probably the top of the bolts is almost I would say 1/2 inch to maybe 3/8 of an inch off the floor. So we cannot have a shower base that's floating above the bolts. The fix to this solution is going to be, we're going to put some 1/2 inch thick BACKERBOARD on top of this Provamat, and then get more Provamat on top of that 1/2 inch thick BACKERBOARD, so that the shower base sits on a flat surface. The shower base cannot sit on top of those bolts. Alright, so now we've got some fresh BACKERBOARD on the floor, and the floor is level. The bolts are no longer the highest point, so now we've got a flat surface to lay the shower base on. Now we've made a decision here, because the Provamat was installed really well underneath the BACKERBOARD, that we're not going to install another layer on top, but virtually never do we want the floor prepped this way. We want that pink Provamat covering the BACKERBOARD on top of everything. We use a 1/4 inch trowel to get our modified thin set on the floor. That gives us a little bit of play for leveling. Then we're going to back butter the shower base, which is leaned up onto the wall right now, and then we're going to tilt it down onto the floor. Now, that's the reason why we don't want you modifying anything on the walls until we've installed the shower base. Sometimes we measure, come back, and someone's attached some BACKERBOARD or something to the walls, and that means we can't tilt it down like this. We end up telling them to take the BACKERBOARD off, and then we have to come back another day. Alright, so this shower base and floor is ready to receive. We're going to go ahead and start lowering it down to the ground. This is probably the riskiest part of the operation, also physically the most difficult.
There you go. There, perfect. Back. Back. Yep. Everything's out. Okay, go out to the truck, grab
The shower base is in place. We're going to clean off some of this extra thin set, and we're going to make sure that it's leveled off. So now in leveling it off, our installers often take their shoes off and press down the lower side, and if they have to, they'll raise up a side that's too low. Once they've got it leveled, you're going to want to make sure that you don't have anyone walk on the shower base for at least 24 hours. When we're done leveling it off, there's going to be a void between the drain and the shower base. It's up to the plumber when they're doing the finished plumbing to seal up the drain. Now, we've seen different methods for used by different plumbers. Bath and Granite's not a plumber, so we're not 100% certain on giving guidance for this type of process. The drain instructions talk about pea gravel, but we've seen most plumbers fill that void with a plumber's putty and or grout and then seal across the top with silicone. Now what we do is we screw the shower drain in, and we just screw it in kind of loosely, but all the way down to be flush with the shower base. And we do that so that the shower base doesn't move while the thin set is still setting in place. But you're going to want to screw that shower cap off and really seal in there, otherwise you're going to have a leak in the future. We use this product called Barkeeper's Friend to clean off the shower base. You can see we've got a finished product here. And now we just got to let it rest. Tile guy can come back and finish off the walls, and the plumber will put on the fixtures and get the drain sealed off, and it should be good to go.